In this video we're going to be looking at properties of files. So here we have a file called license RTF. It's an RTF type file, but if you look at the properties, Microsoft Word is telling us that this RTF file has an author, me, and a company, Acme. But when we look at the properties from outside of Word, that isn't true. There isn't even a company. So we open the file again, just check again. This time save. Okay. Open the file again, and let's save it as a Word. Let's save it with a different name first of all to see if that makes any difference. So we check. Let's just sort them so you can see. And so we check this file, and still the same, completely empty information. So let's open it again, and still we can see that it's saying that the author is Duncan and the company is Acme. So let's try saving it as a Word document. Okay, the name's license 2. Close the document. Let's have a look at the properties now. As you can see, it has got all the correct properties in there that have come from me. So maybe now if we save it as an RTF, it will put the file properties in as it does with a Word document. So let's check this file, RTF, the third one, and still completely blank. So what we can learn from that is really that we can type directly into here, and it will store it. Let's just check and show you that. So it does. We can only edit this data from the Explorer, because if we look here, it's still telling us this. So RTF files, and when they're saved in Microsoft Word, they do not save the properties. Still says Dear Lewis, and it still says nothing. We can change any one of these. And the reason why we would want to do this is it makes it easier to search for things if we use index searched files. So if we can't remember what exactly the file is called or where it's stored, this can help us if we put keywords and extra words into these fields. And you see in the statistics we have the standard stuff that you get when you do a word count or a spell check. Now in the custom one we can create our own fields. Now this is for the company to use to create catalogues. So we can put text type, so for things like checked by, you can put the name in because it's text, and then you add it. But we can also put dates, and it shows you what format to put them in. And then we can also put numbers. So change this to a number field type, and the value, bring this to a random value. We can also create our own names if we wish to. So if it's not in the list, and we want to put ready for submission, and we'll put this as a yes or a no. We change it, but we're going to leave it as yes. And you can see that we've added these 4 extra properties, these custom properties. Again, they can be used for searching if required later on, but also for cataloguing things or just keeping administrative tabs on things. You can see all that information we put in earlier is there, and also the information that we put just now as 4 new fields are in the custom. But if you look, if we were trying to find the information using the Explorer, it doesn't actually show it. It would be a nice feature, but there is a limited number of fields. When we've finished work, we want to archive things sometimes. These A's here, they're an attribute, or attribute. Files can have attributes, such as read-only and archive. So we're going to create an archive. It's empty at the moment, but we're going to add some files to the archive, but we're only going to add the files that have A's next to them. So we're only going to add the files that have A's next to them, but we're going to get the computer to choose them automatically. So we highlight everything except for the archive file itself. You can't add an archive file to itself. We put full compression on because we want to save as much space as possible. That's the file. But here we can tell the computer only add files that have the archive attribute set, and also to clear that once the file has been added to the archive. So you see, only the ones with the A's, even though we added all of the files, it only took the ones with A's. I only took those 4 files, those 5 files. So we just have a look at the archive. and you can see that it's saved 74% space. And the archive actually has properties you can add if you wish to. All files do. They all have metadata. That's what it is.